Hello and welcome back to the Dolecast. I probably sounded horrible on the microphones, but hey ho. Episode 110. We are back, guys. Firstly, up top, I want to thank Great Outdoors Barbecue Co for sponsoring the podcast. They're legends. We love them. They love us. You'll hear more about them later, but don't worry about it now. My guest this week is Mr. John Devlin.
What's happening?
He's back. How are you?
Fucking good, man. Remember last time we spoke, neither of us were stand-up comedians, and now we both are. You know what I mean? It's not fucking mental.
Yeah, it
Sorry.
is mental. three times in 30 seconds. Hey man, we're off from regular. Just go over this swearing. Yeah, I'm joking. But no, yeah, that's mad.
Yeah.
That was back.
Where did we do it?
March, April time.
Yeah, that was MC times.
Yeah,
when he was hot, when he was
God
flying.
rest his soul.
God rest his soul. You'd seen him?
In the flesh?
No way. I don't think he exists. I think he's a plant.
Yeah.
Genuinely,
He's an
you know,
industry
an industry plant. Yeah.
Back on TikTok again, being like, guys, don't be making fake accounts of me. Like, that's just weird.
Aye. He's the.
Do you know what it is though as well?
He's the Hawk 2 girl of Northern Ireland, literally.
Yeah, he just started a podcast called what, like, I don't know.
You don't know me?
Yeah, Cooking Chat or something like that. Yeah, I saw Joker last night, the new one.
Is it any good? I haven't seen it just yet.
It's not great.
No?
I saw it in the Avenue.
Oh, okay.
Unreal.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
Yeah.
Food was great, and like just the whole experience of treated like a prince was unreal. But the movie itself was like,
Is it really musically glee-ish? Is it really like musically, you know?
3 more musical bits than there should be.
Right, okay,
Probably
okay.
about 12,
Yeah.
and there should be just under like 9.
Aye.
Like, you could cut some of this out. And the story itself, I was a bit like, what? But
If I was a serial killer, right?
yeah,
The last thing I'd want is my female partner in crime, my femme fatale or whatever,
yeah.
to be singing at me all the time.
yeah. There's a bit in the movie where it's like, would you stop singing?
Fair play. I relate to that more, you know.
But I was watching it, and there was a wee bit of like, there's a wee bit of Hemsy in you, so there is.
Aye,
There's a wee, there's a wee touch the end. But
that
yeah.
would be hilarious if MC ended up taking a Joker.
Honestly, the best thing I've ever done is not having on this podcast.
Yeah.
That would have been a real like. I still to this day I can feel the bullet just firing. past my
literally.
head. But yeah, we're both big.
We're both
stand-up
big comedians and
now,
all now.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah, and we're doing a wee thing. Next, not this Friday, but next.
Yep.
We're roasting each other at the OES Centre.
It's gonna be sick. It's
can't
gonna be
wait.
unreal.
I can't wait. I'm gonna bury him.
Listen, we're gonna go hard. We're gonna go hard.
Because I am at the stage where like I haven't written much.
Yeah.
But what I've written, I'm happy with.
That's good.
So I'm obviously gonna keep writing, but
Yeah.
like I'm
How many have you done?
I've got about 10 at the moment.
Okay, I've got 75.
Oh my goodness!
Every day I write 3 roasts.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about you a lot.
Yeah, that's good. I'll take that because that's kind of scary. Because there's a couple of I've told you. I'm not saying now, but I've told you some of the lines, and I'm like, I'm happy with this. Some of this is good stuff. I can't wait to say some of the stuff. And then there's some stuff I'm like, can I get? Is there something in that? I need a bit more. But that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I've written ones that I'm not gonna use. That sort of way. So like, they're like wee ones I just throw in every so often.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
I wrote one last. This job. I'll say this because I'm not gonna use it.
Yeah,
this is just like the word. It's like Daniel's head's shaped like a Monopoly board.
Yeah. Little things. Yeah. Because the other day I commented on the like the announcement post. And I was like, John's grave or whatever. And you were like, something like, it's I was taking it back as your hair is from your forehead. Or something. And for the next like 2 hours, I was like, is my forehead that bad?
I've spoken to a few people who've done them, and apparently there is like most of us are going to have to start both for first time doing roasts. Apparently there is a moment where if somebody just starts lighting off on you, like you feel it, you start to feel it real bad.
Okay. But no, I'm so excited.
I did. It's going to be awesome.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Tickets are really pricey. I didn't know that.
Are they? How much are they?
16 quid or something.
Really?
And I was like,
oh, that's all right.
Whoa.
That's all right.
I was like, I better deliver here.
It's a middle class event. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know where the OES Centre was. I didn't realize it was like Cathedral Quarter.
Yeah.
I thought it was like in the
it's pretty
somewhere.
big too.
Yeah.
I know. I've heard through the grapevine that there's a few people coming that I'm really excited to see, like for audience members.
Yeah.
One of them I'm not. Well, I'll say it. Only.
It's
It's alleged. I'm doing alleged. Apparently, John Sue's coming.
Right. Okay.
He went last year, so I wrote a bit in for.
Yeah.
that as well, you know what I mean? Like,
Is it like everyone's up on stage, or do you just go?
No,
it's
me versus him.
Will be just on stage at one stage. They'll be yeah, it's like different rounds.
All right. From what I've been explaining to me, it's 2 minutes. I think we both get roughly 2 or 3 minutes bouncing off each other, or just whenever you're finished, really, you know, that sort of way. Apparently that happened.
Another thing.
Apparently that happened between two of them. I'll not name them just in case I'm wrong, but like apparently between two of them, one of them started off like had a solid set or whatever, and then it passed back to the other one. Grand, 100%, both of them went. And then at the end of it, one of them was like, "Right, I'm done," and then I was like, "I'm not." He went on for another 5 minutes.
Which like you're just beating down. Like because Luke McGibbon had sent me his.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, I need to watch that. And then I went to look at the file the other day, and the file is now gone. And I was like, no. So I had to scar through his Instagram to find clips that he posted, and was like, "Is all Alan Irwin material?" Like,
yeah.
But no, there was. I've been running a few lines by a few people, and I'm like, "Listen, what do you think of this?" There is. I'll not give it away because you're obviously here.
Yeah.
There's something I know about you that I don't think you know that I know.
Oh, okay, all right.
Can I just say, I know it as well.
Yeah, I've told Aaron. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I need to text Aaron with this. Aaron, I was like, listen, that could be really good on the night. Yeah. I think you'll be fine.
Oh, don't worry, I can take it. As long as,
I usually know about it. John never comes back in the pod.
Then the episodes mysteriously disappear. But no, like I'm really excited for it.
It's gonna be awesome.
Just like even like I'm at the stage where like especially if it's material I've already done, I don't really get nervous for gigs.
Yeah.
If it's worked before, if it doesn't work, whatever. But like this is there'll be a clean up on aisle 5 like before this.
It's a one-off gig as well.
Because it's
and I'd say
you have to use
between us two, it's probably the biggest gig we've done so far together, which is cool, you know, that sort of way.
It's
but yeah, how have you found comedy? You enjoyed it?
I love it, man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. You're really kicking off lately. Really proper good. Like.
Thanks, man. I'll take that. That's
the only compliment I'm giving you.
Yeah. Do that all during part of me did think like, what if someone just wrote a load of compliments for someone the whole time, and then they went hard at them, and I was like, well, I think John's really kind, and I went, would it get to the stage where maybe it's not funny at the start, but like 5 minutes in, if someone's still going hard and they're like, I think even I smile and stuff like that, would it be funny? Probably not. But
if he landed on a deadly zinger at the end, which is the worst of all,
I just went with like a 2-minute tangent. Like, you're this, you're that. But no, I've been loving it, man. I did. Yeah. You were at my first gig.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
my first gig. Pete Giffen was MCing.
It was a great gig.
Shout out. And I think I've done 16 or 17 now. So I've just been like.
I think I cracked my 32nd or 33rd there in the last one I did. Although, have you found though, like, you know, you're doing your sets, you're doing sets up again, trying new places, stuff like that. There, do you finally need to take time off to write, or can you write and work?
I can write and work, but I also get really paranoid when I have been off for like a week or 2 weeks. I went to America in the summer, and I was itching. Basically, I think I can talk about this now because it's all done. Kieran Franco texted me and was like, "Are you free this Thursday?" And I was like, I thought it was like, oh, like, does he need me to fill in somewhere or something like that. He was like, no, Shane Todd's filming his BBC sketch show.
Class,
and he needs people. And I was like, how much is a flight home? I was like, that's like such a big opportunity to them miss. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I
know what you mean.
And then there was other stuff, like just like I got offered. It sounds like I got offered to play main character. I got offered Game of Thrones, like to be an extra. And
sick, dude. Yeah.
When you're like away and you're going,
I know.
And then Luke McGibbon was texting like, "Do you want this at the pub?" I'm going, I'd love to do all this, but I'm not in the country. And I also get an anxiety in the back of my head that is like, I don't want people thinking I don't want it.
Yeah,
it's that I physically can't do it, or I would do it. So I get really, and I did chicken box up in Derry.
Well, it's good. You like it? It's it's a good. No, don't mean sorry. Let me rephrase that. I mean, like, was it a tough crowd? Was it a quiet crowd?
It was. So I opened. It was my first time.
Okay, yeah.
And the guy, basically, I turned up. It was me, my girlfriend, Aaron, his girlfriend went.
Yeah.
How? Marks out of 10.
For yourself?
Just the night.
Oh,
then afterward, can you give a marks out of 10 for him as well? All right. Yeah.
Right. Dan, solid 8.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Right?
Yeah.
Because Dan open, hard crowd.
It was.
Have you done it?
No, no.
It's a hard road.
It's a small. Is it small in it?
It's similar to. Like, do you know where the chairs stop at the PAV?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but there's nothing else beyond that. But imagine you're on the stage at the PAV, and to the left of you, it's just an open bar.
Yeah.
There's no wall, it's just an open bar. So
I get you.
Almost like an L shape, but there is like a small wall, so you can't just walk through. But I was doing a set, and the guy at the bar was laughing, and I was kind of like, what are you... And he was just like having a pint, listening to that, and I was like, "This is a weird atmosphere."
Yeah.
Also,
it's a tough one.
Two comedians dropped out.
Right.
I think Ross Mitchell was one of them. Something happened with his car. Or something maybe it wasn't Ross Mitchell. I just made that up. But and it was someone else, and they couldn't get up, and my car was full, so I couldn't take them. And just like, then the MC was like, "Listen, just don't worry about time." People,
I hate that. I hate that guy.
I don't mind saying, listen, don't worry about your time. Do a minute or two extra if you want. Not like, don't worry about your time. And then one guy did, maybe like 20, 25 minutes.
That's mad. Like,
and I know what I've written down here, and I forgot what I've written down.
You're going, here, mate, you're a minute.
Yeah. Literally.
Your set finished 5 minutes ago. You can absolutely walk off the stage. There was one guy, I don't even know his name.
Yeah, I wouldn't say his name.
I wouldn't say his name anyway. No. But like, it was rough.
Yeah.
And just like, it was just like, and he just kept going, and you were like, I nearly was like, get off the stage, like just please, like everybody's done their time, and I have a certain level of what's the word, sympathy for that.
Yeah, I get you.
But then if you do your 5 and it's not going well, that's okay. Like if you have done your 5, it maybe didn't go well. Yeah, and you do 10, and then you do 15, you're going.
You need a dismount. Like,
taking the mick
you need a dismount. There's a certain point I think where. Like, because we've all bombed. Like, you bombed, I bombed. Like, it's part of the game, you know what I mean? For anybody who doesn't know, we're not always funny as you know what I mean? Part of the process. Alright. But the main thing is, like, there's an element to it where, like, if it's going really, really terribly, see it through. See your 5 through, see your time through. But after that dismount, like, you know what I mean? You don't have after 7 minutes, you're not going to catch them. Unless you're really, really masterful. And I've seen it before. You know, I've seen a few people get them by the end of their set or whatever. No. Like, I've
also seen where people then go on to try and pull it back. They don't pull it back.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That must be... Yeah, that's tough. It's on me... Were you there the night I did the controversial joke in front of the Americans? Yeah.
That was the last time.
That was last month, right? So, like, at the very end of them, I kind of got them. You know what I mean? But that was after, like, 3.5 minutes. It was this close, you know what I mean?
We were... I don't want to spoil the set, but you talk about it, you know, a tragic American
event.
2 hours. And it's not
my granny fallen, by the way. It's not just a straight 9/11 joke.
It's not Lord of the Rings, but we were both there. It was one of those man's nights where you were like, please guys sit in the audience because and you dropped the first line and the Americans there. I remember you saying to me, like, there was the one woman just went,
it was like, real bad.
Anyway,
because
they didn't want to be in the front row. The only seats were in the front row. They were moved to the front row, and they were just like,
it was the 2 days.
It was a good night.
What threw me completely through it wasn't the fact that, like, because it is a traveling thing. I think laughter. It's like, you know, once you get the front, you get the back. But if it misses somewhere, you can lose the flow of it. You know what I mean? The one thing that I noticed at the front was like these two. Did you? Because you killed that night. That's right. But it was tough. You know, it was good. I commend you for it. But
that was the Linden night.
That's right. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, you landed really well with that. But the 2 ones in the front. Not the annoying people over in the corner. You know, the 2 old men who just wouldn't shut the flip up. You know what I mean? Like, but the 2 over here really threw me through a loop because as I was doing my set, as soon as I dropped so let me give me context. My granny, the joke I was telling you about was my granny. True story. Fell on the same tragic day as 9/11. Not making jokes about 9/11, making jokes about my granny falling over. For some reason, the whole front row. One of the predominant reasons why everyone did not like that joke was because the whole front row were like 70, and then it was just and then we're Americans. You know, like.
So it was just
it was tough, and I only got them at the end because I kind of started ad-libbing a bit and, you know, throwing it together and addressing it, you know, that sort of way.
I knew what you told me before, like what your set was, and literally it was like bullet time because like you got up, you started to speak, and then I clocked. I was like, all the Americans.
Yeah, it was tough.
I was like, oh no, but like
I had a Diamond Shield on that one. Like,
it's also one of those ones you're like, well, that's just the way it goes.
Because it worked everywhere else. You know what I mean? It worked everywhere else that I did it. It's just a part of it's part of the game.
But no, I remember I've only ever had one. I've had gigs in Madden's that maybe didn't go as well.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
But I've only had one proper like I'm never getting on stage again after Madden's.
Oh, nice.
And it was just like a standard Madden's night I was on. Justin was on after me. I don't think you remember this, but Justin Freeburn was on after me. There was lads talking in the front row throughout everyone's set, but no one had really put them down.
Nobody addressed
Some people were like, "Shut up," but no one had been like, "You need to shut up because you're ruining this." And I was very much like, I think I was doing new stuff. I can't remember. And I was getting up. Just in the back of my mind the whole time was like, these guys are going to say something.
Yeah.
So what am I gonna?
I'd
never done any sort of crowd work at all. So I was like, I'm gonna get heckled. What do I say? And came up and they were just talking to each other. They weren't shouting at me, but they were just talking to each other. And I was like, what'd you say? But it's because they were talking to each other, and I was like, are you talking to me or like what's going on? And I think because of that, it all died on its own, and then there was something else. Oh, yeah, then I'm doing a bit about the sex and stuff. And one of them shouted, "Are you speaking from experience?" And I was like, "Yeah, because I'm telling the story right now." Like, shut up. But it just threw me so much, and I proper died. Like, you always talk about like see when that first laugh comes.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. You know, you got one.
It never seemed to come until like 2 or 3 minutes in. And you're like, by that stage, like you're hitting those laugh lines and no one's laughing, and you're going, "Oh no!"
You're like your pacing's all it throws your pacing off. It throws everyone else off.
Oh no!
The weirdest heckle I've ever seen genuinely came from you in the Pav one night. Not from you, but like the one about the 50p. What was that about?
So it was just I think what happened.
Did you mention that prior about 50p or something? Nope. So someone just started shouting 50p.
What I think happened was a few lads have been on the sauce, and they had. I think someone had bought someone else a pint or something, or there was some sort of thing where money was left over, and instead of just going, hey, there's 70p for you there. Some guy went, maybe I think it was something like, "I've got money for you." And the guy went, "How much?" And he went, 70p. Guy didn't hear me.
70p.
70p. 70p. But I heard it the first 2 times and ignored it because I knew it wasn't a heckle. It was just he was talking to his mate.
Right. Okay.
But by the 3rd time, I was like, I think everyone's kind of listening to what you're saying here, so I'm going to address it. But I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, give him your shit. I don't know if you do this as well, but like, I always do. When I say do crowd work, I interact with the crowd, and then 10 minutes later, I go, I should have said that.
All the time. I had one. I had the weirdest gig I've ever done, dude. Was it was a lovely gig. There's no disrespect to this one, because genuinely a lot of fun on it. But it was an open mic mixed comedian night, so it was like poetry and music as well.
Yes, I think.
It was class. You know what I mean? It was the first time I was opening. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll do that, no bother.
Yeah.
And I thought the main dude who was going on was going on, to do MCing, mics. He went up and he did 3 poems, and the last poem was about his granddad dying, and then I had to go on straight after that and do my bit about my granny falling over and how I just didn't care and all. But it worked it, you know what I mean? And it was a weird gig, because when I first opened up, I pulled the mic out of the stand and the whole thing disconnected. And then literally I just had to recover it immediately. So it was like, that's only the second time someone's ever pulled out on me before, But the weirdest heckle, or not even a heckle, the weirdest response I got was whenever I said, so my granny fell over, blah blah blah. And it's like, when she fell, it all happened on the tragic days on 9/11, and I went real quiet, just the way, because that's the intentional thing that happened. And then just this one dude went, "Woo!" I was like, and I was able to work it, but like,
you'll get a laugh. Thank you. Inside joke.
I think I referred him as a few sympathizers back there. But it was good fun. Like,
but like, I often find, like, even I have a clip I need to post today. I did it before this, forgot. It was from Bangor Comedy Club, which was genuinely a really good room. It was a slow start.
Yeah. I've been there before.
Did you do it before?
No, sorry. I've been.
And it was really slow start, and I was walking out going, "This is gonna be a stinker." And it was the biggest gig I've done. There was like 70-75 people there, and I was like, "This is the biggest gig I've done." And I was going, "I'm gonna have a stinker," and didn't. But I was just like, it it's interesting then when someone shouted. I basically it's a clip and post, and I called Bangor a town instead of a city. Yeah, and someone shouted it's a city or whatever, and it is one of those ones where you can see me in real time going, what do I say here? You know what I mean? But like, it's I don't know. It's such a gamble.
Yeah, really I think we have really good people at it. I think you were mentioned there earlier about people who don't shut up during their sets, but I think the king of that, the king of roasting, the king of roasting, but the king of like silencing a crowd is Adam Byrne. You ever seen Adam Byrne go to work on people? I actually haven't. It's dude, it's so good. Like he has this weird stage presence.
No, I have. But it was really quite brutal.
He does it all back.
He's like. Oh,
but I remember like there was a Scottish crew that came into Madden's one time. It was like there were a couple or whatever, and they literally, I mean, like as loud as you can possibly talk, we're talking. I'm trying to do a set, and he did this weird thing. It was like he almost stared at them like he's the devil himself. Just went. And then they he wasted like a minute of a set, and then they wouldn't shut, and then eventually you seen him looking at him, and then they went like, and he just like they were like us, and he was like, cheers,
and that's enough. I feel like we're shouted out by a teacher.
Dude, it was class. But it's fun. I think it's great crack, and everyone should try it. I know not everybody can be funny, but we've seen some people who are not funny. But like, the point is like the best thing for your like if you're ever felt nervous, shy, whatever it is about standing in front of a crowd, the best thing you do is challenge it. And the most beautiful thing is there isn't a single person that I've met who goes on that stage who isn't absolutely cacking them. You know what I mean? Every single one.
Like I'm nervous.
There's less people who are nervous, but they're all nervous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, there's never anyone that's just like
I'm
nonchalant.
You know,
I have seen like Alan Irwin, basically something that went at the Bangor show. Pete had double booked himself for Paddy Raff,
right?
And I had to get Alan Irwin to come over for a bad order.
Yeah,
and he literally arrived, took his coat off, went on stage.
I
was like, I don't think I could do that. Like,
there's the levels.
Doing it for years, but
there
I was like, that
is levels to this game.
Just obviously as well, he was doing his stuff from his R show coming up, so it wasn't like he's trying new stuff, but he's still forming these bits.
But then again, though, if you did it right, if you did a set and then right after had to go an hour down the road to just do a set, and you knew set one went really well, you'd be sharp as hell on set two. So you'd be alright.
He literally, and I think he was doing 3 gigs that night.
Fair play.
So
like,
he was
doing,
tough. And like he came off stage at Bangor. No, I tell you what it was. He had done Pug Uglies in Belfast. Yeah. Came to Newton Ards, or came to Bangor, and then was going to Newton Ards to do Bad Order. So he was on stage at Bad Order at 10. Yeah. Finished his set at 9:45 at Bangor.
That's crazy.
And they were like, right, see you later. And we were like, hey, good luck for Sunday, whatever. It was just a solo show, and we were going, he's not. Wait, someone looked it up and was like, he will get there by the skin of his teeth. Yeah. I don't know what happened.
Fair play. Fair play. It's magic. But it's good, man. Crowds are weird. You get weird mixes of crowds. I love a good rowdy crowd. What's your favorite kind of crowd right now?
I like. It sounds stupid. I like just idiots that give information away. That you go like, you're an idiot for telling me that. I'm gonna like. This guy wasn't an idiot, but there was a German guy came into Madden's. Yeah, and I have a joke about Hitler in my set. And I literally, it was like he passed it to me so I could volley it into the net because I was like, I'm gonna come back to you. I know people don't do this. I always listen to like what the MC is doing at the start.
See,
I'm like, you definitely can pick something up. Even if it's like I talked about Hitler and I was like, it's basically something. The joke is to do with my girlfriend supporting Hitler.
Respect, you know what I mean? Respect. Really I mean, like, not respect, but like, like everybody's. I guess everybody's entitled to something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is, but you're entitled to something.
I basically just turned to him and was like, "You'd probably agree with her." And then like that did well, but I was like, just the fact you said you were German at the start revealed enough that I could be like,
I get you.
Any comedian in this room that has a Hitler joke right now.
Were you there the night? The couple were sitting in Madden's and they it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever watched. Genuinely. Now I'm rich. I was ripping because I hadn't had the confidence yet to go challenge something. But it was like watching a pile of hungry dogs just like having meat thrown into the kennel like. But it was the night the couple came down and they were sitting, they didn't sit in the rows, they sat at that, like the side corner bit, and they were completely exposed to the entire stage and all. And Sean went up and literally started, he asked them like, "Oh, he's together, he's whatever," and she was like, the guy just immediately put his head down. He was like, I can't answer this stuff. The girl was like, "No, we're just friends." And then she was like, "Ah, right." And then he turned to him, he's like, "You trying to get in?" And then she was like, she didn't say a word. And then she's like, "No, we were together for a long time, but we broke up 6 months ago, but we're just friends, you know. And then I swear to God, like Sean, lovely dude, he touched on it a wee bit, and then he was like, I'm gonna pull back or whatever. I remember like every comedian after that just went up and ripped the fuck. You know.
And there are times I'm like, especially with the Linda thing, I was like, I don't want. I felt bad going back to it because
it's good. It's good.
I also
he was enjoying it though, that dude. So
part of me was like, he said, because I was making the clip and he's like, yeah, I've been married, is what he said.
Yeah.
And I was watching it back going, oh, Linda's definitely dead.
She dead, yeah.
Linda's dead.
I literally
and I was
fully
like,
dead.
I was going, Linda, in his face. And then
imagine Linda. He's literally just taking the piss out of my actual dead wife.
But it's not, obviously no one has to surrender all this information when they're being spoken to. But I also was like,
if you had said she's dead,
I would have.
Oh, you would have.
But I would have.
You could have worked it though.
I could have worked. I just would have went bleep, and I like would have obviously been like, I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and the other guy that was there, the independent money guy beside him.
Yeah.
There was a few theories after that they were gay lovers, and they
Linda
didn't exist
because he was Linda,
and you can see it during the clip because I went, "What's her name?" and he went, and I go, "Here, talk quieter to me," and he was like, "Linda." And I was like, I watch it back, I'm like, you might have just been making that up in the flying man, and your lover's a way to get you more drinks.
I know.
What would your favourite type of crowd be?
Ooh, I love a rowdy crowd. I like a wee rowdy crowd. I like a crowd that's been riled up. Like that night we did. You did the night the guys had to do the forfeit, you know, for the fantasy football league.
Go after him.
Yeah. But that was great. It was great. Like a great crowd, great vibe. You know, like everybody was really riled up. I like going on second half because it's a wee bit easier. But I also love the challenge of going on first half. You know, like when you're going on and you're in the. It's almost like the main opener goes on, everyone goes grand, but then there's a substantial dip, and then it goes back up just before the break. Do you know what I mean? So it's usually first half. I like getting just on that dip area where it's going back up again.
I'm kind of like, and this is, I probably sound like an absolute knob for saying this, but like, there's definitely a sense of like the person who's on before me. I don't want them tearing the roof off the place because
I get you.
And that's
what happened.
Difficult.
Yeah, that was what happened with me and you.
And you're like, this guy did this forfeit. And thankfully, I caught that FaceTime someone else and put them. So someone else was at least I can go up and comment on that. But if that all happens, everybody's like, "Wow, amazing!" And then I just go up and be like, "So the dog's called whatever." You know, there's a disconnect where people are like, "Yeah, but we're still thinking about the last guy." Whereas at least if you go up and maybe address the last guy at the start,
you've got a chance.
Okay, we're ending this.
Yeah,
that was funny.
That was us. Yeah.
Now you're listening to me. But yeah, there's definitely a bit of like, you don't want them to bomb. You don't want anybody. To bomb.
You don't want anybody to bomb.
That's it. Bomb,
that's the thing I like about, like, a lot of people I think outside of comedy think we're all against each other. Well, we are. We are definitely, but in a fun way.
We'll be on Friday.
Absolutely ripping each other. But
so nervous.
Dude, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
so fun.
Put in the fight version of it. Like, I think that's what's gonna happen to both of us, because both of us need to look at it as like a challenge. You know what I mean? We're gonna go up again. Like, I'm gonna be your friend, but I'm gonna go up against you. You know what I mean? But like, when you see me on that stage, though, we are mortal enemies.
There's stuff that I'm going. I wouldn't say this to John in a million years, but it's also a roast. So
no, dude, there's no limit.
With it.
No, tear you away. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. There was a couple of ones I definitely read where I was like, I can't really say this.
And there's stuff that I'm going like, this is awful. But it's a roast.
Exactly.
I don't know who else is doing it.
I have a rough idea of a couple of ones. The two I'm most actually no, do you know what? I don't think it's been revealed yet. I'll tell you after. But there's two I'm deadly excited for. It's going to be unreal. Or bleep it out. I'll tell you now, and then you can. But I know Talal and Sean are doing it, and that just them two chemistry is unbelievable. So it's going to be deadly. Who else is there? There's a couple of ones that are. Like, I don't know. Did you hear who? You remember Justin posted on the? I will be apologizing by the way. You remember Justin posted on the group chat, or not the group chat, the main page, and then a pile of people commented saying they on it. Do you know who got in on it? No.
So I thought it was Colin Rhymes.
And Sam McVeigh, which would be unreal. And
I remember thinking that's gonna be.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
But then I messaged.
They didn't get it.
And I was just like, "Are you doing this?" He's like, "I might be doing the one in the Pavilion, but I'm not doing the one at the Center." I was like, "Oh, right, okay."
Fair.
But like, it's
gonna be good. Like,
it's one of those ones. I'm happy enough because we're all mates, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But like, I will be like, I'll be on stage, like a veil will come over me. It's like, right, that's it. You're
Yeah,
a scumbag
yeah, you gotta
for 5
go.
minutes,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then-
you just
and
gotta
then
run
you're
it.
like-
Yeah, you
and
just
then
gotta run
after
it.
We'll have a big,
Oh, yeah,
we'll have a big hug and a kiss, and be fine.
We will.
But like, I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just love comedy.
I have a really, if I can make it work, I have a really good idea for what I'm gonna wear.
Like
really?
that. So. I had a few ideas for like props and stuff.
I'm just gonna go hard. That's the point. You know what I mean? Like,
We'll do a wee promo video after. We'll build it up. We'll get a few fight night pictures going.
Tell me this: do you know anything about dead internet theory? I've been hearing that a lot lately on the. Aaron, hit me up. What's the?
You don't know what it is?
I've heard it a lot. I'm interested in. Is it like something about the internet's already dead? Like, or everything that's already happened on the internet?
Everything's automated. No one's really on the internet.
Aye.
You see a TikTok video, all the comments are bots. You see a Twitter post, all the comments are bots. There's a theory that like it's you and like 100 other people really are using the internet and nobody else is on it.
Aye.
Really?
Yeah, and like honestly, there's like not substantial evidence, but particularly when you go on TikTok or Twitter, that's mainly where it's at. Where it's like there's no one really.
Yeah.
Like the dead internet theory is just like we're all kind of past it. Like we all use the internet, but nobody uses it in the same way that they kind of used to, and that's been humans have been replaced by bots simulating experiences.
Because there's bots obviously not.
Aye, okay. Out of all the people you've seen, like let's let you list. I'll list out of people that we've seen so far on the internet that we haven't met, and tell me if they're a bot or not.
As in like
I'll say Shazzy Shankle, bot or not.
I would say not a bot because she's a real person that exists.
You don't know though, do you? You ever seen her in real life?
Well, yeah.
Other people seen her in real life, they could be bots too, like, you know?
Read you the actual description of it here.
Hit me up.
The dead internet theory is an online conspiracy theory that asserts that due to a coordinated and intentional effort, the internet now consists mainly of bot activity and automatically generated content manipulated by algorithmic curation to control the population and minimize organic human activity. So the bots will eventually just run the internet and humans will have no say as what they're saying. It'll be all bot created. And through that, governments, I suppose, could then funnel in.
Yeah. Every influencer in Northern Ireland's a bot. Not for real. Like
MZ's a human android, like.
Yeah, he's the T1000, like he's literally.
That's what I mean.
Without any of
I don't know. It's one of those things that like I've never heard of that. It's like
really, this is what I'm saying. It's fresh. That's why it came to my head.
There's been times I look at celebrities who have millions and millions and millions of followers, and I'm looking at their posts.
Yeah, dude, they're rough. Yeah.
Even James Charles. So I looked up to see, James Charles.
He was here.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah.
You met him.
Yeah. We were in Boombox. I left, and he just
walked right past.
What?
Yeah.
Right? Can I say something?
Yeah.
He's into kids. Like, what's the you know what I mean? Like, no, but I mean, like, he is, proven to want to text kids or whatever. Like,
we were just talking about this beforehand about how, like, we're talking about Logan Paul and stuff, and like,
yeah, did he as well?
No. Just like the suicide thing first, and just like there is a set because then we walk. James Charles there has been in about Belfast, and there was someone we were with that I think commented like, is he not?
Yeah,
but there is a sense of like, if you don't want to be cancelled, you can just kind of not do it, if that makes sense. But Logan Paul, I think of Logan Paul, Logan Paul did all that, and Prime was one of the best selling things ever. WWE, Launchley, all this stuff. You're going, not that, but it's like selling to the extent, but like it's selling. Yeah. That's one of those things you're going like, if obviously there's a lot of PR work going on behind the scenes to build up his brand again. Yeah. But there's a bit of like, this has happened, but like it's not the end of the world. Which is mad. Same with James Charles. Like, I'm sure that James is going, it's a bit rough that, this has happened, but he's still flying over here, still doing all these events. He's still just choosing to just pretend it didn't exist. But I was looking at his account, and he's like millions of followers. Yeah. And another way you can set the thing on Instagram too, like by such and such. Yeah. He has that set on all his posts. And I was like, you would think for someone that has, and obviously he's still getting thousands of likes, so no one's going to go through and count them all.
Do you know what's a weird one? Do you remember the girl in like 2019 on TikTok was like, I said TikTok. TikTok. That was like, here's the day. You remember that girl?
Yeah. Aye.
I out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was like, what is she up to? I typed that in. She's 2.6 million subscribers or followers.
Yeah.
Her videos get 2,000 views.
Dude, yeah, it's real. Everybody has a flashpoint on it as well. That's the thing. Like, if all my views are done, like it is part of. I think it's part and parcel of the process. It's like you're given a time a certain amount of time where you can be whatever. I'm still testing it to see if there's actually a way out of it, but
like is it like being shadow banned?
No, because that's not real. No, that's all BS. I think
is that nonsense?
No, that's what people say.
Like you posted it.
It's a conspiracy theory. Like, oh nobody's seeing my stuff. But most times, because your stuff's trash. Yeah. What happens with people most of the time is that they have one deadly video that gets them 200,000 views, and then they're like, oh, I'm literally, this is it. And the next video gets like 40,000 views, and they're like, that's still really good. The next video is 10,000 views, but they're just repeating a trend or doing something like that. There, if you look at your content, like actually, like this is just me posting like something creative. They end up going up.
Because there is like obviously if you do trends,
there's plenty. Do you know what?
Then is that the bots being like, unless you do this trend, your content won't get.
It's all algorithm.
I always say it's based on like some people play the content game for for the actual fun of it, and then other people play it like this lottery. Like you can post like 10. So like I'd post 4 videos a week. Those videos will do XYZ. All right, you know what I mean. I don't think about it too much.
I've tried to set up like a calendar.
Like a schedule.
Wednesday, I barely stick to it, but like Wednesday I post a podcast clip. The schedule. So the schedule meant to be Wednesday. I post a podcast. Friday I post from an older podcast, like a 10-minute clip. It's highly edited. I still haven't done one yet, but there's one on the back, like waiting to go.
I get you.
Highly edited. So like, if you wanted to not watch the podcast but just wanted to watch a 10-minute video,
fair play.
You can edit it. It's like playing a game or whatever. The podcast. Whereas and then like a vlog maybe goes out on a Sunday, and then there's clips scattered throughout the week. But I don't stick to it. But there's also a sense of like people then just do it for fun and it blows up. But then it's almost sometimes I find the more you schedule things, the more like you might not. It could be more hit or miss. So.
To an extent. I think not thinking about it is the key, really. But still putting in high amount of quality work. Like that's the crack with it. Like if I started doing like lip syncs, there's something out there. Like I'm gonna lose, and like I might gain traction from being a completely cringe, artist or whatever. But the main thing is just pushing that like creativity or whatever it is and having fun with it.
I do think that there's a sense of the higher quality your video is, the less views it gets. 100%.
I'm a prime example.
I think of the amount of people that post nonsense, like actual nonsense, and it skyrockets. And like, I think even of the advert I did for the barbecue people, the Barbecue Co. Shout out, go get their off-season deals. Buy the raffles and stuff. If you're, and that was a high quality video in terms of like you're making an ad for someone, so like it's high quality. Then you post it and it does fine. I'm almost posting that going.
Can we take a break?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Guys, just taking a break from me and Mr. John Devlin, who'll be roasted on the 18th of October at the OES Centre. He's not in the room anymore. To tell you a bit about our sponsors at Go Barbecue Co. Great Outdoor Barbecue Co. Guys, they're great. The summer is over. The barbecuing season is over. Or is it? Spoiler alert, it's not. You can still barbecue in the wintertime, and you should, because Great Outdoors Barbecue Co. have a great range of indoor and outdoor heaters and stoves that you can go and get your hands on, so you can keep being the grill father during the winter season. As well as that, guys, you've heard me talk about the raffles and stuff on here before. No more third-party raffles. You need to go follow Go Barbecue Lad Raffles on Instagram. That's their new raffle page. They'll be doing raffles for huge prizes, which you need to go get your hands on. That's a simple matter of fact. I don't bang on about it for the good of my health or for money, just because I really enjoy their products. I think they're great, and you just need to go on and get after it, guys. Huge deals to be won on their Instagram at Go Barbecue Co. I forgot about that one. They're exclusively on Instagram, those deals, so you just need to go and get after them. Okay, what are you doing? Still listening to me? Finish the podcast and then go to Go Barbecue Co. and take advantage of their exclusive deals. Cheers, guys. There's big Christmas raffles as well coming. Keep your eyes peeled on Go Barbecue Lad Raffles. Thanks very much. Just got some word in there. Good ad read. But yeah, guys, back to the podcast. Enjoy. There's no break there whatsoever. High quality content. I often, I'm making this, I'm doing a thing for movie house cinemas as well.
Oh, sick.
Just through the job and stuff. And I'm putting all these like nice wee transitions on it and content's quality, all the good state mind kind of thing. And do you know what someone could do? Put a banana up their hole tomorrow and it'll get 32 million views on TikTok. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what happens. And there's definitely a sense of, and I'm very careful what I say here, I think someone who's a really prime example is Olivia Neal. Do you know who that is?
I weirdly don't know a lot of, like, you know, people who's like, do you know this person? Do you know that person? I'm like, I actually just post and kind of leave.
She went to Methody, right?
Right.
She made these, like, get ready with me videos. Like,
she the one on the GA tops all the time? No,
no,
a different one.
She basically, like, they're, when I say poor videos, I mean, like, the style is that it's very just strung together, right? Not like quality until recent.
People underestimate the female audience that want the
yeah, it's
but it's very much like, oh, I'm setting the camera, blah blah blah. But there's a wee bit of like, and roughness, and I think she knows that, and that, I think which is fine if that's her style of content. And there's definitely, I've done vlogs in the past where there's the roughness and you keep the bit of rough stuff in, but then that blew up for her, and you're just kind of going, this is like what you made like 4 Get Ready With Me videos, and now like, you know, she's a Spotify exclusive podcast.
I know.
Can we please use the Queen's video? You know what I mean? Like, it's and there was one day Ben from the podcast, who's now living in France, shout out, bonjour, claims that I started crying on the podcast one day, which I definitely did. I definitely did not do, and I encourage someone to go back and try and find it.
It's not that long to leave the episode.
Did I delete the episode?
During the revamp stuff.
Aaron, can you tell me why you was crying?
You were basically like, nobody's watching my stuff.
I was like, no one's watching my stuff, and I basically was like, Olivia Neal's doing this bad content, and it's getting.
I'm
gonna bury you next Friday. But like I was like, no, I think Olivia Neal's great. Like, I think she does a load of. It's really good. No, it's good content. No, but she like. I started weeping. I didn't start crying, but like I was going on the podcast being like, I'm putting a load of effort in here.
Yeah.
People put in less effort and blow up, and that's what's annoying me. Even prime example.
AMZ.
Like, obviously everybody's ripping into him, but if nothing came out about him, right, he would have just been like, oh, this guy's not.
Like 20K by now.
Yes. He was still growing in a huge amount of followers. If nothing came out about him, he would still probably be a big meme right now, but it's, you know, even the likes of Jelvis, who maybe doesn't create content, but the content he was creating was birthday shoutouts.
Yeah.
And you're going, he's still growing massively, and you're going, not that your content's bad. I'm thinking, IMZ, your content is genuinely bad. But like, I'm moving away from Jelvis, but I'm thinking more IMZ. Like, that is like, he's. Let's call a spade a spade. The guy's horrific at singing. Like, I'm good at saying words as well, clearly. and like, blew up to an extent, and you're going, this is ridiculous. Now, his videos are sitting on what, like 2-3 likes, and they've been 10K views, but there's definitely a sense of like, you get away
I think
with doing less
there's a difference.
Get more.
I think there's a difference. I actually like Jelvis. Jelvis is not too bad.
I like Jelvis.
But I know what you mean. I know what you mean. See, if the problem with that is like when you become like a cringe artist or whatever, you know, like one of them ones that really, really lean into the having, or don't even realize that they're being that cringy. That's the other aspect of it. People, it's called car crash watching. Like, you know, you're waiting to see when it's going to go horribly. So that's why a lot of people subscribe to that. But if you're being subscribed to because, I don't know, you're doing something right or whatever, you can tell. Like, you know, if you get a ridiculous amount of hate, everybody gets hate comments, but if you get a ridiculous amount of hate comments and stuff like that there, you're probably going the wrong direction. I've had my fair share too. But I think once you get over that stage or whatever, and you just, I guess there's an element of not ignoring it. You see it, you know what's in the back of your head, but you don't address it. You can keep going.
For every like 10 comment, like even standard clips I've posted, thankfully I've had no one yet be like, but like, even if I had 10 of those, for every one person that's like, it was really good.
Yeah.
I thought the other 10 don't matter to me.
Exactly.
And I find that I'm only posting clips of stand up that there's clearly people laughing at it. So like,
you need something
it
with
doesn't
it. Like,
bother me if someone was like, this is awful. I'm like, well, people in the audience find it funny, so
exactly.
I don't really care. And I don't want that to come across as cheeky or rude, but that's...
No, I get you. I mean, no, it's fair. I agree. I think... I find as videos more, if I get a video that actually sort of goes semi-viral, it starts off very strong, and then it's only when it starts to hit non-Northern Irish or Irish people, that's when I start to get hate comments, because they're just like, this is trash. I'm like, you're from Uzbekistan. Of course you're not going to get it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, it's so weird. Like, I probably talked about this last time, in terms of like, did you notice... Was it like one video blew up, or was it like a lot back to back?
No, I had an agreement with myself that I would do 50 videos, and if after 50 I had no progression, I would stop. You know, that sort of way.
Fair.
So I got
the podcast here. I'm 110
I know.
No progression.
But I think to be fair, there was, when I say progress, I don't mean like until I got a viral video. I just meant until it stopped being 30 likes and whatever it was. So I got.
There's a wee bit of movement.
There was a visible sort of increase in whatever. And it was only on like the 41st video that it actually started to move. Like the needle started to move on it, and then it was like 10 videos after that I got my first viral hit. So it's like, it worked in that sort of direction.
I suppose your videos are like, when I say there's a bit of roughness to them, I mean it's like the sort of poor animation. And
but it's ironic because nobody can copy it because of the amount of ridiculous work that I put into it to make it look that.
Someone did the same.
Do you know what I mean?
Someone did the same thing.
Exactly. So it's.
Do you know what I thought of this?
It's an art form.
It's called
man.
high class art.
Very good art. No, I'm joking. So it's like,
I actually literally most of the time can't hear you under your breath, and I'm gonna be listening to this.
That's all I do.
I know.
Yeah, that's great. Were you there for the week? Sean tried to do the thing. I was opening up the second half. I don't think you were here. Sean was opening up the second half, and he did this thing where he was like, audience, just shout me a topic. And
I did see that. Yeah, I was there.
And then I went on after him and was like, that was really good, man. And I felt so bad. Because I was like, I've totally mugged him off. Like, I love Sean, he's brilliant. But I was like, there's that sense of like, I always feel like, you can definitely pull from what's just come.
Just happened. Yeah, you're meant to. I think.
So and I was like, "Oh, sorry, Sean." But what was I gonna say there? There was what was I gonna say? That's great, Daniel. Good podcast.
Alright, this is you on stage as well.
This is me on stage.
Yeah, it's on stage.
Keep just for next. And not to get my PDF folder out. Talking about a breath or something. I can't remember what it was, but I don't know. That's good, Daniel. I hate myself when that happens. I'm just like, lose my train of thought, and I'm like, fine in a normal conversation, not fine on a podcast.
Hope it doesn't have me on stage against me.
I never will, don't worry. I do have this weird fight or flight.
Oh, you do?
Written on my hand. Written? I'm talking about Elmer Fudd. If it's written on my hand, I'm okay.
Yeah. I call it the safety net. Like, I literally can't. But do you know what the worst thing is? I've looked at my hand before when I'm choking, and still, I just can't read it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't help.
There's been times going, what is this?
What does this actually say?
I've known what it means, and then I've gone, right. And I'm going, bear with me, folks.
I have more fun now actually recovering from that than I ever did. Like, because at one point that would have stopped me. You know what I mean? That would have really slowed me down, and I couldn't really move on. But nowadays I have more fun when I'm on the spot and I choke and I can't remember now, because that's terrible. Like, it's a thing that always happens to me, no matter what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm horrible for that. But the one thing I keep getting is literally just like, how can I then turn whatever's just happened in 5 seconds into something? That sort of way. That's the fun of it.
I have a sort of mental rule. Not even a mental rule that I'm like, this is my rule. My brain just does this, where I'm like, if I can't think of anything in 1 second, I'll leave it. And 1 second's a short time, but literally every second counts.
Literally.
If you go, bear with me, guys, give me 2 minutes, I'll think of something here.
Nobody's gonna care.
But I think that's what I was talking about. There's a sense of like, not mugging the person off before you, but like pulling on what they've done to boost yourself a wee bit. Comedian guru here, Is there anyone you don't like?
Yeah, you.
He's got jokes, man. He's got jokes.
Just you wait. I'm saving the good stuff for later. You know what I mean?
You don't have to say this. I'm not gonna say this. But
no, actually, do you know what? No, for real, no.
And I'm not saying I have a.
No, you're just gonna get everybody. You're just gonna give me a full list here.
There's people that you're like.
See, the thing is, dude, I went through, like, comedy so pure to me, because I went through, before I did comedy, I was trying out all the other fields, like all the I wasn't trying them out, but I was in the eyes of people like influencers and all the rest, and those people are the worst. They are literally the spawn of Satan. Like, I've never, like, you meet comedians, and the only thing we care about right now is saying, like, you said a thing, I'm gonna say a thing that's funnier, and then they'll say a thing that's funnier.
Funny.
And like, there's no competition really. It's just like, how can I add to what you just said? When you're talking to like the real, I'm saying influencers, not really influencers, just the ones that are obsessed with like view counts, obsessed with all the rest. Like, I'm good because I have this many followers. I've met them before, and the only thing they talk about is like, oh man, I'm like, have you got I've seen one of your videos on viral there. Yeah, no, that's really good. Like, how did you do that? Was that like, was there like a path you took for that? Oh, I don't really like your videos, but like, you know, like it's cool that you did. And you get a lot, you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, you know, I went to an influencer event once. I went to this, but I went for the influencer event one time. It was the worst experience I've ever had. It was just, I went dressed like how I'm dressed now, and everybody else was in gala, you know, like full suits and all. And I was like, I looked like I came off the street, and I played on it. This is before I started comedy, but I started playing on it. So like people would come up to me and they didn't know who it was. And I knew at the time I probably had more followers than most of them. They didn't really care about that. They used to come up to me and be like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I was like, I'm John. Yeah, hi guys. No, I just do like we glow ups, you know, like we get ready with me and stuff. I only have about like 700 followers right now, but you know, I'm really happy. I'm just here to learn. I know. And then eventually somebody called me out and was like, "What are you talking about?" But
it was I never did anything like that. But I imagine it's pretty great.
It is brutal, dude.
It is. It's like. If someone sent me an email, I'd be like, how many tickets?
Yeah. And I was put in for that, like, or not Influencer of the Year, you know, like the social media awards, not Vava, there's another one.
My social media was?
That's the one. Yeah. I was put in for that, and I just didn't attend. So I was like...
The difference is, I'd be in my suit probably 3 days early. Waiting for the taxi just to pick me up and be like, I can't do this. Because I like the idea of, like, a community. What I like in terms of the comedy scene is that there's a huge sense of community of like even podcasts, you know, you find anyone that like it's gotten to the stage where people are like, I'd love to come on your podcast, and I'm going, yes, at some stage I have a huge list of them,
which we have never had before.
Fair.
Fair.
There's been weeks you're going, who's turned up this week?
Yeah.
Who knows? And like there's a plethora of people to choose from, and even we'll talk about this in a second. You were before about something, you know, you're doing on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And like being able to just go, I know it's not stand up, lads, but can you get 12 views to come down and do this? And
and you know what? That's what I was always looking for in terms, because like I done it all by myself, all off my own back. Yeah. Do you know the first time I ever properly worked with people was that time we did were you there for the Madness where I did the you were there for, you remember that now? We're not going to bring that up, but I'm really we're going to hold in that one. We're going to hold in that one. We'll hold in that one.
All I'll say is it was me and Ronan Keith. Shout out. He'll be on the podcast soon.
Yeah.
I haven't asked him, but
he will. Manifesting. You know?
I'll cut that out, but yeah. And me and him just could not stop laughing. Like even when we were like, right, let's go again for another one. Yeah, I was sitting there just.
Oh, dude, it was tough
the whole time. It was genuinely. It was funnier than most of the evening. Like, and not putting started. It was just like,
but I was up there. So for everyone who doesn't, I'll clear it up in a way that we can actually say it. So it was like there was one comedian who was there, and do you know what? I'm not going to start with him. I met him recently on a bus, and he's like trying to reform his life and all. So he's actually doing good. I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? But before that, he was pretty mental. He was pretty mental. And we got him on. And I was really happy actually that he joined, because he actually made that skit. Really, like he was the one that actually made it good.
Like
he was so.
One of the funniest bits about that sketch
was his interactions.
But it was more like. There was no fear and no shame. This is the bit I'm doing, and no. But I couldn't.
Me. I had a lot of lines in my head that I was going to say when I was going up there, you know, like to try and mess about. Yeah. See, as soon as he started that motherfucker, I couldn't. I had nothing left, and all I thought about was don't laugh. Like, because I'm trying to record this, don't laugh the whole time. But what I was saying was like, it's the most wonderful experience, because for people like us who kind of half know what we're doing in terms of, you know, cameras and skits and sketches and all the rest, a lot of the comedians don't. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? It's not a bad thing at all. It's just because they're purist comedians. They love to stand up, but they understand the other process of it. They have to go on and do you have to show up online basically to get people in seats.
Clips and stuff. And
that's it. And then you get people like. Do you know the only thing I'd say is like there's a lot of ones now who post their clip right after they've done Madness. Now we've done. Don't get me wrong. If you have crowd work, if you've done whatever, one of the comedians warned me off it, and I was like, do you know what? Fair enough.
I try and hopefully leave it a couple of days.
But I would even, do you know what? I would leave it, you know, your actual, the improvised parts of your set, you can post that all day long.
That's what I mean. That's fine. I have never, but I see one thing that I'm like, this is my actual set. Because I'm going to reuse that again. Because I don't
exactly. But and that's fine. I would do the same. See, as soon as I know there's a dead set, I burn in your books or whatever you call it. But the big one for me was just literally going like, it's grand to throw it out there, but you have to treat it like it's a video. You have to treat it like people are actually going to want to watch it. Yeah. So you have to put in the bits that, keep the audience's attention. Because if it's just you doing a full 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, there's people who posted their full 5 minute set, and I've gone, are you not using any of this?
I see people post their 5 minute sets over and over again. Do you know, like the same 5 minutes that they've done?
The atmosphere's not there either. So
the
whole and it's gonna be hard. That's why clips are a thing. People don't want to watch a full set on TikTok.
Exactly. A clip, and it's weird, like, but the fun of it is just literally seeing where something goes. You know what I mean? Like, putting yourself out there online kind of gives you a lot of weird opportunities. It's not fun. Like, a lot of people think it's really fun. It is. It is aspects of it.
Recognized a lot.
Yeah, I would say every time I'm in Belfast, somebody stops me. You know, that sort of way. It's cool. I don't make a big deal out of it, though. You know what I mean? I got like. Sorry, I make it sound like I don't make a big deal out of it. Like, I'm actually humble and cool and all.
He gets car reader out.
No, people do ask me for photos and all the rest, but I have a rule where I feel uncomfortable about it. So what I do instead is just drop full smick face. Every photo is like, it's just me sitting like that the whole time. So there isn't a single photo of me out there really smiling and having fun. I love that. But there's it's like I've had really nice stories. Like, I've had really nice people. Like, there was a couple that came up to me the other day. I'll show you the message after. There was people come up to me the other day and were like, it was a 35-year-old dude and his wife, and they come up to me and he like tapped me in the shoulder and all, like,
or something's forehead.
No, but he was all like, and it was the most random thing he'd said, but it was like one of them. He was coming and he was like, yeah, I really enjoy your videos, man. Thank you so much. Blah blah blah. It's like, oh, thanks, man. You know what I mean? Like, and then he brought up one of my lowest performing videos and was all like, that was my favorite video of all time. And I was like, you don't realize who's watching, you know, that sort of way. It was one about like where I turned all the politicians in Northern Ireland like pretending that they were all reptiles, you know, like that sort of way. But he said it was his favorite one, and then afterwards,
it was a dead internet theory.
Exactly. He was one of them. Yeah. And then after that, a couple of days later, I got a message from his wife who took the photo and was all like, thank you so much for meeting us, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, we were having a really tough day. It was really nice to meet. I was like, cool. All right. You know what I mean? There's something there. You know, being a good person or whatever. It's not too bad. Like, it saves me from all the horrible things that I do outside. But like, it's cool, man. But at the same time, and people are always like, they always do this thing like, I'd never want that to happen to me. It's not as bad as it looks. It's not a big deal. If you're making absolute trash content, yes, you're going to get bullied in the streets. Yes. I've never once got bullied in the street. I've never once had somebody cut in slaver to me. They just usually come up like, oh, what's happening to me? You know?
Boss the other day. I was doing that thing in Q Radio that you saw me at.
Oh, what was that about? Right, I'm going to ask you about it after. Go ahead.
And I was on the bus to Belfast.
Yeah.
And my headphones were like low enough volume. And the kid in front of me like just sort of turned around, looked at me and looked back.
Yeah.
And I've had maybe a couple viral videos, nothing major.
Yeah.
And haven't found huge success. But then I just heard one of them go, "Is that him?" And I turned the volume down on my headphones right to the bottom.
Yeah.
And looked over, and the people on the other side of the bus, his mates, just had my Instagram up on their phone. And I was like, firstly, there was at least another half an hour of the bus journey. So
it's tough, dude.
Please don't say anything to me now, because I'll be like, that's me. Also, there's a sense of like, are they ripping them? Like, are they ripping me?
Yeah, I've had that too.
And you're like,
buses are the worst. I had one with a bus where it was a dude who started, like, I had my earphones in, I was switching songs, and when I took my earphones out for a second, I heard my voice at the back of the bus. And I was like, and it was full volume, and I looked back, and I was like, and then I looked around, and they like, what? And then as I looked around, they all started laughing, and I was like, it is him, you know, that sort of way. So like, it was all right. Yeah. But like you said, like, that extra 20-30 minutes is, I'm sitting there just the earphones back, and
you're like, this is a bit awkward.
But I haven't met anybody. Most times it's just people staring, like, and I'm all right with that. You know what I mean? Like, most times it's just somebody, you walk past somebody and they just go.
Yeah, and you're like,
you know, and that's, you know, that's fine.
No, I was in Q Radio for the.
Right. Because let me tell a story though first. So I walked past, and it was a big influencer group. It was during students,
it was like a discount night. Yeah.
Fair, and it was in Castle Court. And I remember just walking past, and it was these two dudes, really hyper dudes. You know what I mean? They're all like, "Yeah, guys," blah blah, blah, pointing at all this. I literally saw Daniel sitting on a seat with it. If this is his iPad, just literally going like.
That was literally me. You know? Yeah,
you were the most uninterested person there.
Because basically, you know what? I'm just spilling all the secrets here. We had 8 pairs of concert tickets, right, to give away on this big spinning wheel. And it was here, girl Rihanna, and this guy Jerry Lavs. And I say this guy as if like no one knows who it is. Very well known. And I also told this. We did a podcast yesterday. So this will come out the week after. So I've told this story. I haven't told this story, but I've mentioned this twice. Wow.
Okay.
Podcastception. And basically the first like 10 people, 2 or 3 of them won concert tickets. There was a huge queue as well. Yeah. I was like, we're gonna run out here. But I was on the iPad. I was doing like the Q radio, social media and stuff like that, and. You text me and I was like, what? I literally got up, was like looking around like the way and I was like, where? And then 2 minutes later, Daniel Quinn walked past and I was like, oh, hello. And he was like, what's this? And I was like, concert tickets. And he was like, how do you enter? And I was like, see the massive queue behind you? It's not there.
No, I was with the girlfriend time. I was like, come over and absolutely great. I was trying to I was going to take a photo of you so I could save it for later, you know, but I couldn't. Like a girlfriend was like, please don't take a photo of a random guy. Like just sent to the
no. But no, it was good crack. Shout out Jerry. So this Tuesday.
Yeah, dude. Right, okay. So I'm 99.999% sure it's going to happen. That's about as far as I can get it. As long as the world doesn't end. I'm putting this for 2 years. I've been dying to try this thing. I love paranormal investigations. It's my favorite. Like I don't know if I'm agnostic on the point. You know what I mean? Like fully on what it all is or whatever. Yeah. But I love the idea of it. I grew up watching like Most Haunted and Ghost Adventures and all that. I loved all them shows, right? So I had this idea about a year ago where it was like, all the cringiness of those shows comes from how serious they take it. You know, they're all constantly like, you know, like, oh my, you know, something just touched me, you know what I mean, or something like that there. I thought, how deadly would it be?
Sorry.
It would have been deadly. How deadly would it be if it was only comedians that did it? And we went and explored this big, massive, you know, a haunted place or whatever. So this Tuesday coming, and it'll be released for Halloween. We're going to be getting the Ballygally Castle Hotel, which is the most haunted hotel in Northern Ireland. Shout out to them, by the way, because they're absolute legends. Lovely people. We're going to be getting them together. We're going to get between 12 and 14 comedians all out, and we're going to we're going to go in, basically do a number of activities, paranormal activities, and see how we get on. Basically, it's all real. You know, it's like none of it's going to be staged or anything like that. There, it's not a skit or a sketch. It's all 100% real that we put up on YouTube. But it's going to be mental. I'm really looking forward. The caliber of people that we're bringing along is going to be class. Daniel, you're more than welcome to join us. Aaron as well. And we're going to basically just rip the clean dung out of it. It's going to be class. I can't wait. That'll be on there. Yeah, and I'm really hoping, my dream is that something happens. My dream is that, because I'm going into this with the thought
someone
that
dies.
No.
That would be mad.
My thought process is we're going to go in and nothing's going to happen, but we're still going to. The point is that regardless of nothing happens, we're going to have fun with it. You know what I mean? But imagine you're just sitting there. I imagine you're all just sitting there, and like, I don't know, like one or two of us just see something in the corner. And then you have to convince all the other completely atheist comedians that you saw. So I think they're gonna rip the episode clean out of you.
Last time, I mean, can we tell us? I don't know.
Go on.
You're like the one person who'll appreciate this.
Yeah.
Last time, hypothetically, we were in Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because we didn't do anything wrong.
Ian Carn do.
Right. MZ was on the run. Right. MZ had.
I remember this.
MZ been kicked out of Newtonards.
Yeah.
Because for bad boy.
Yeah.
And was on the run, just sleeping in his car.
Aye.
And you know, inside info had been like, he's been spotted in Lauren.
I love the fact that
driving in Lauren. And
was there a group? No. Like, was there like a
but there was a few
Reddit group or something?
There was a few people that had like, through us doing lives and talking about MZ, had been in contact.
Yeah.
Like blah blah blah. This is what the crap is. And they were like, listen, apparently he's in Lauren. And me, Aaron, and Ben one night, hypothetically, we're just like,
allegedly.
Went
for 3 hours.
Went. Do you want to just go and drive?
At like 2 a.m.
And this was late. Like
that's like the hunt for Bigfoot.
I know. This is like 11 o'clock at night. We left, drove up to Lauren, drove to the police station. We're looking about the police station, looking at all these different, down these streets, and there was one stage we pulled into a car park that he'd been seen in, and there was a car there. And genuinely, my heart hit the floor because I was like,
"This is a moment.
I don't like this."
He'd hit you, dude. He'd hit you real hard. He's not going to mess around. Yeah. No. You've ruined his life. Like, so you
I was kind of pulling up. I was like, actually, maybe it's just an awful idea. It wasn't him. It was just a car that was empty.
You're lucky that I don't think he's. like what did he say? He's part of the military and all this shit. A lot of it's fibbing, but like.
That's what I mean. He's one of those
guys, like, you don't know what's true.
He's like the Joker. He's like 4 different origin stories.
Yeah. But
boy, yeah.
So, but I definitely think like he wouldn't come at you with that like, you know, like I'm a hard lad, I've done mixed martial arts or something energy. He'd come at you with like a crazy, you know, like
I have a broken piece of glass here and I'm gonna kill you.
I find you outside where the old cinema used to be, kind of, you know, energy.
There was one because his number plate and stuff had been in different technical videos, and there was one bit. We pulled up. I went, there it is, and there was one letter off. It was like EMZ. Yes, of course. EMZ something, and I was like, this is. I just remember driving about being like, we're gonna find him. Yeah, and we didn't. Thankfully.
Going, this would be a great horror film.
The Hunt Ramsey. Yeah, that's a great one.
Hunt for some mad rapper influencer who's just nuts. But yeah, that'll be good crack on Tuesday. Like,
I do. Maybe we'll find him there.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
I'm gonna invite him. Imagine the very end of the night was just like, all right, guys, last special guest of the evening, and then he walks out. Or no, from the start, it's like, you know, like there's this one person with like a white sheet over them the whole time, and the ghosts and all the rest. Yeah. And it's like, all right, reveal yourself. They put something just absolutely it mauls you. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm also. But when this comes out, 2 days time, we'll be watching each other.
Yeah, dude. Oh, you mean, sorry, say it again.
Not this Wednesday, but next is about.
That's when it's coming out.
Then we'll be roasting each other.
Oh, sick.
So, yeah, if you're looking for something to do this Friday,
yeah, come on down. Come on down
to the big roast. You can watch me.
We're going. Yeah, I know other people will go light on each other. Me and Dylan here will go real. That's a shout out to the old one. But when I first came on here, I did a we hadn't met yet, so I did accidentally call him Dylan multiple times. But thankfully not anymore. I do know his name is Daniel. Yeah, that's good, mate. It took a lot of work to get to that point where I actually cared about what he was called and stuff. But we're there now.
You're now one of my closest friends at comedy.
Yeah, cool. But cool. Then we're going to become mortal enemies.
Make you cry.
I am gonna hurt your feelings. Yeah, like that is.
There's a few things that I've noticed. I said this earlier. There's just a few things that I'm like, I wouldn't say this.
I went to a dark place. I was bullied a lot when I was a kid. Like, I went to a dark place. All the things I wish I said to the bullies, I'm going to target on you. You know what I mean? That's my plan. You know what I mean?
Well, I look forward to it.
Yeah.
It'll all be recorded, so she'll see clips.
It's going to be deadly clips from it.
Yeah. But thanks very much for coming on the podcast.
Got it? Fair enough.
We're already 8 minutes.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks for having me.
Spill all the tea after.
Yeah, definitely.
I love doing that. I do, like, this is just behind the scenes. Like, there's so many times, even after, like, comedy gig or like a podcast, I'm like, let's all spill the tea. What's going on?
I know.
Put that in the t-shirt. I love that.
Clip that t-shirt.
I need to clip that t-shirt. I do crowd work or something that does really well, and then I put my shirt that says "clip that" on. But thanks very much for coming on.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Thanks for producing. Thanks to Go Barbecue Co. for sponsoring this episode. Go barbecue. Love that.
There we go.
Get their own season deals. Thanks to Q Radio. Oh no, I've messed it up.
You played yourself.
Thanks to Queen's Radio for letting us use their room, and you can catch the Dolecast 12 to 1 on Thursdays on Queen's Radio. Wowza. Guys, thanks very much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
You.
Goodbye.